Hello and welcome back to another Stonksy video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can identify good opportunities in the market and of course take action on them. We're going to be looking at obviously how you can execute them and take advantage of opportunities that come up maybe all of a sudden, or ones that you can actually plan for. But please do make sure you drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, and of course click them links in the description. I'm going to be looking at BLOFIN today. You can find that first link in the description, but you can also sign up to BitUnix, another non-KYC exchange. That is in the description too. Sign up to both if you're not signed up to any. If you signed up to one, go and grab the other one as well. With our link, you get yourself some great welcome bonus and deposit bonuses. But yes, of course, sign up to Stonksy as well. If you're not a member yet, you can talk to me directly in the Discord, or of course, join my streams and ask me any questions. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So today I'm going to be covering other aspects that you can look at, obviously, to garner market opportunities and potentially take advantage. We're not necessarily going to be looking at Stonksy, but obviously if you're here and you don't know what Stonksy is, there is plenty of videos on the channel outlining what Stonksy is, how good it is, and obviously how you can utilize it, such as this one here, Mastering the 5-minute chart, why Stonksy is the best. Obviously, you can come and look at the update videos. This was covering the channels, how you can accumulate 1 Bitcoin using Stonksy, make $100 a day. There's plenty and plenty of content and videos on there with me covering exactly how you can utilize each feature of Stonksy and, of course, trade with it and, yeah, take advantage of all the features that it offers and, of course, the signals that it gives in the market, such as this one. This is a huge trading signal in one of the most recent updates. Make sure you come and take a look at that video. But yeah, of course, if you do want to know more about Stonksy, there is plenty on there. And like I said before, you know, you can hop into my live streams, ask me any questions live and I can answer for them or show you whatever it is you want to know about Stonksy. Or of course, come and sign up. We are still offering the discount. That is the link in the description with the discount code. And yeah, come and sign up to one of our plans. A little exclusive discount for you. It's not in the description, but if you use code TMG25, you can get 25% off the annual plan. So this will take the annual cost down to below £750. And of course, you get full access to everything for a whole year with that. So if you've made it, obviously, into the video, and you made it this far without clicking off, there's a little bit of alpha for you if you want to take advantage of that. But yeah, let's look at the aspects that I'm talking about now. And like I said, if you want to know more about Stonksy, there's plenty of content on the channel. So at the time of recording this video, we are in a trade on the account. We are currently 21.79% up in a nice profit, taking the account over $250. Now, you will obviously be seeing this and thinking, well, that's a nice entry. Obviously caught the lower end of this wick and prices rebounded very nicely. If you are watching this, obviously you might not know about what happened when I entered this trade, but this was FOMC. So the day that the Fed announced their interest rate decision, they left them unchanged. But particularly afterwards, as Powell was speaking and giving his conference and answering, obviously, the Q&A, Bitcoin was dropping like a stone. It was dropping very, very hard. If we go down to a lower time frame, we'll be able to see even better. As you can see, it was just relentless selling, very aggressive selling too. Now, we got an entry, as you can see, very close to the bottom. It was roundabout, obviously, where price really slowed down and then started to reverse. So really nice entry on that, and I am holding for above $120,000 to let, obviously, you'll know watching this video if that come, if it got close to take profit, full take profit. You'll know, obviously, when you're watching this if it did. Let's hope that it does. Of course, what I will just do now, obviously good practice, is to move the stop loss up to entry while we've got such a big room. There we go. So my trade is now risk-free, obviously minus fees. So I could add a trailing stop. I could move this up if I wanted to, but pretty confident, obviously, on where this is at the moment. So I may move this in the live stream or whatever it may be. But yeah, let's get into, obviously, why I took this trade. Now, I took this trade for the very simple reason that Bitcoin came into support, and it is literally as simple as that. While Bitcoin's come up here, we have been, obviously, trading within this range where we've had, obviously, a few little exits of the range, which have been liquidity grabs and obviously traps for longs and shorts. But primarily, every time we've come in and around the 16k to 16.5k figure, it has provided a great entry to obviously play the reversal. Now, with the selling aggression that was coming into the market yesterday, as Powell was speaking, I thought it was a great entry to potentially, obviously, long support, but also for the idea that it was a trap while Powell was speaking, and afterwards we will get relief, which we obviously clearly did with the price rebounding all the way back up here. Now, this is something we've covered a lot on stream, so obviously if you're watching this video and you needed a little bit of extra hand or a bit of extra help in the market, obviously primarily get Stonksy, you get full access to the indicator and all that it offers. You also get access to the Discord where you can just ping me at any time that you want with any random question and I will answer it for you. Or we could jump on, you know, like in the lounge or whatever it may be. So that's what I would say. But yeah, this is obviously something we've covered a lot on stream. We've been looking at, particularly this week at the time of recording, what Bitcoin could do next and where I'd be interested in it. But that's why I entered the traders. We traded into support. Now, obviously, this is an opportunity that come up very simply that Bitcoin came into support, but it was paired with the fact I used a news event to build the idea that it was like a fake out move. It was obviously a driven move to trap people. Or it was just simply, people selling in fear. And then once that event's over, obviously there's no fear left or there's no uncertainty. Or obviously the move has played out and obviously it's time to rebound, which we did. So we are still cut within this range. And obviously, as you can see, with my take profit, I am looking for now, obviously, a move into resistance and potentially taking out some of these highs up here. So that's what I'm looking for at the time of recording. But fantastic opportunity for these, these news events, FOMC days, CPI days, NFP. Really have a look, obviously, on these scheduled news events. You can have a look at all of them. There's a few different ones. There's FX Street. There's a few others as well, where you can have a look at the high importance ones. And obviously, you can come and join me on stream. I streamed the FOMC last night when I entered. But obviously, have these marked out and obviously have your levels identified or have your Stonksy channels. If you don't know about the Stonksy channels, make sure you do come and watch the video, because as soon as these come into, the extremity towards the end of the inner channel or pop out towards the outer channel, it typically marks a point of reversal. So there's plenty to get on with there. And of course, utilising the background colour change too. We are obviously currently, as it stands, in a green background, in a profit, as the price is riding up. So yeah, a mixture of them both. But obviously, like I said, primarily we're not looking at Stonksy on this video. We're looking at just external factors that you can use, because Stonksy is a fantastic indicator, but it doesn't know that FOMC is on. It doesn't know that news data is coming out. So obviously it's about building a strategy or just trading plans around that for when we get an injection of volatility based on external factors outside of the market. Now, aside from that, another method that you can use is obviously looking at what has pumped the most or dropped the most in the market that day. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you go on there and you just take the opposite trade to what's happening, but keeping in touch with, what is going on actually on the exchange with maybe tickers you don't look at day to day or week to week, and obviously taking note on if there's opportunity in there. So if something's had a really big pump or dump on one day, has it came into a key level? Has it come into an area of interest, whether that be to long or short? Obviously, maybe it may be something to keep an eye on in if it carries on a little bit further. Obviously, typically when we see something really gigapump, funding goes extremely negative, and then obviously that can spur on the rally as obviously shorts get eaten up. But at some point, it may hit a little bit higher key area of interest, and that may mark the top. Obviously, to the reverse, the bottom is something being really hammered, and it comes into a potential, demand zone, and then that's the place to enter. So keeping just going on simply futures and obviously toggling the 24-hour gain or loss support to, biggest gainers, biggest losers for that day is obviously just keeping in touch with the market. For instance, on this day, we've got Pump. Now, Pump has obviously dropped a huge amount since listing, but has put in what currently looks like a potential accumulation zone and is obviously rallying today, the biggest gainer on BLOFIN. You can also look at that, and obviously it may save you money by obviously not actively looking to short something. Personally, as we're viewing this at the moment, would I short this? Absolutely not, even though it's the biggest daily gainer. So it could obviously work like that as well in actually saving you money. You might not be taking a trade, but you can say, right, I'm going to steer clear of this until, you look on the chart and you think, okay, this is potential supply zone for it. Or, maybe come and take out these highs here, then I'd be looking for that. So you can obviously go on there as well and say, well, if momentum continues, I'm interested higher up, but not quite yet. So that's how you can outline opportunities, just simply just coming on to BLOFIN. Or Bitunix, obviously, if you signed up to that as well. And just toggling, 24-hour gainers, losers. You see something like this, obviously recently listed on BLOFIN. Would you potentially, be looking to long this after such a rally? More than likely not. But if you look, it's just very simply on the chart. Potentially if it comes back into here, the origin of the rally, full retrace, could that be a place where selling stops and then it comes into here and then goes again? Potentially, something to keep an eye on. And then, You know, you can just build a list of tickers that you wait for. You could then take them onto TradingView, add alerts for them. So a very simple strategy that, obviously, alongside having the news events outlined and then being prepared for that. This is another way how you can just prep yourself and just looking for very simple market opportunities. You know, you're not doing anything overly tasking with this. You're just kind of building your preparation, seeing what's out there. Are there any opportunities? Is the ones to wait for? And if so, obviously being prepared for if they come about. But that's all for today's video. It's been a nice little video, obviously outlining how you can take advantage of market opportunities. And of course, do make sure you sign up to Stonksy if you're not. At the time of recording, you can still grab the monthly for 20% off your first month with Bot20. So that's still up on the website there. And of course, that little bit of exclusive discount I gave you before about the annual TMG25 for 25% off the annual. Get a whole year of access for that. And obviously, if you work that out on a monthly basis, it works out extremely cheap in that aspect. So please do make sure, drop a like, subscribe, of course, sign up to the exchanges as well, BLOFIN and BitUnix. Come and join me and hop into the live streams as well to see what I'm doing and ask any questions. But that's everything for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.